Secrets, if you really look at yourself, you would be speechless. What happened to being doctors and teachers? What happened to being your brother's keeper?
I'm Cedrina. My Instagram is CNSJury1111. You're watching BandClap TV.
Activate.
Yo, this is Ludacris.
What's going on? This is Drake.
It's Tiger Young Money Zone.
It's your boy Wiz Khalifa, man.
This is Big Sean.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is Kanye West. It's Jay-Z.
Yep, this is your boy Weezy.
You're in the mix with the DJ always banging the real hip-hop. DJ
BandClap.
always banging the real hip-hop. DJ
BandClap.
First of all, I want to thank my connect, the most important person with all due respect. Thanks to the duffel bag, the brown paper bag, the Nike shoe box for holding all this cash. Boys in blue who agreed before the badge. The first bush who ever made the stash. The rock boys in the building tonight. Oh, what a feeling, I'm feeling life. Thanks to the lames, niggas with bad aim. Thanks to a little change, I tore you out the game. Bullet wounds will stop your buffoonery. Thanks to the pastor rapping at your eulogy. To little Kim and them, you know the women friend who carry the work cross state for a gentleman. Yeah, thanks to all the hustlers, and most importantly you, the customer. The rock boys in the building tonight. Oh, what a feeling, I'm feeling life. You don't even gotta bring your paper out. We the dope boys of the year. Drinks is on the house. The rock boys
like grown men, you won't win. You don't even feel comfortable in your own skin. I rap my ass off. I'm fighting a champ with the glass jaw at the Garden of Nassau. See me, couple hood niggas behind stars. I heard you put a couple good niggas behind bars. I might never sell that much, but you could bet your last 2 quarters I never tell that much. Picture Kiss not come out swinging. It's like going to see 50 at a show and he don't come out singing. Yeah, you got a felony, but you ain't a predicate. Never the king in New York, you live in Connecticut. You don't be in the hood, you be in the woods. Fucking with me, so we really gon' be for good. I hold a 4-5 myself and hop out the range on 145 myself. This is a true fact. Since when has it become cool to get shot and not shoot back? Trackmaster shelved you, brave hearts helped you, then everybody felt you. Now I gotta melt you. And don't try to pull rank on Kiss, cause the niggas I'ma send to do it ain't gon' miss. Be laid up stiff, I spit straight up piff. I did real songs with Big, no made up shits.
I make your mouthpiece obese like Delarice. When I release, you lose teeth like little C's. Nigga please, blood flood your dungarees. And that's just the half on my war path. Laugh now, cry later. I rhyme greater than the average player hater. And spectators buy my CD twice. They see me in the streets, they be like, yo, he nice. But that's on the low though. Be them cats with no dough, try to play me at my show. I pull out 4 foes and go up in their clothes. Short change niggas, snort cane niggas. Extortion came quicker, bought the range nigga. It still tickle me. I used to be as strong as Triple B, till little C's cripple me. Now I play hard like my girl's nipples be. The game sour like a pickle bee. Y'all know the rules. Move from BK to New Jerusalem. Think about all the planes we flew, bitches we ran through. Now the year's new, I lay my game flat. I want my spot back, take 2. Motherfuckers mad cause I blew, niggas envy us. Too many niggas on my dick, shit strenuous. When my men bust, you just move with such stamina. Slugs missed ya, I ain't mad at ya. I'm flaming gats, aiming at, we fucking maniacs, put my name in raps. What part the game is that? Like they hustle backwards. I smoke backwards and Dutchies. You can't touch me, try to rush me. Slugs go touchy touchy, you're bleeding lovely. With your spirit above me or beneath me. Your whole life you live sneaky. Now you rest eternally sleepy. You burn when you creep me. Rest where the worms in the weak be. My 9 flies, baptized, rap guys. With the Holy Ghost, I put holes in most.
Yo, what is poppin'? Before the video starts, I just want to let you all know that I give readings just like the ones that you see every Monday on my channel. I give on point Orisha Tarot card readings for singles and also for couples. I also do natal chart consultations. My Everything is Everything reading is by far my bestseller. If you want to check out any of these services, please visit my website at www.bandclaptv.com. And also, when you go to that website and you scroll down, you will see a link to go to my shadow work class. In this time that we're in right now, shadow work is very, very important. Getting to know yourself, your inner child, really, really knowing who you are, All of these things are extremely important, and I have a very, very informative self-paced course. Shout out to Spiritual Ascension University and Melanie the Spirit Doula for allowing me to be able to give you all this very, very priceless course, if I do say so myself. So again, if you want to check these things out, go to my website, www.bandclaptv.com. All right, on with the... And Pambagera, she has a lot of magical powers to her. She has a lot of magical abilities, a lot of things that, a lot of abilities that she found out that she got during childhood. Same way with this. Same way with this. You know. So with Eep, she's been in the dark her whole life. So now you got somebody like Guy, you know, which is her soulmate, and he's the opposite. You heard what he said? He said, I hate the dark. He said I hate the dark.
Please, I hate the dark.
He said, please, I hate the dark. So what does that mean for an Eshu? Because we're always in the dark. We always in the dark too. So when the Eshu says, I hate the dark, what we mean is we hate being in the dark and not knowing things. Because remember, this is a symbolic movie. That light that Guy is able to emanate, you know, it comes from knowledge. You know, it comes from his knowledge of knowing that if you take two rocks and put them together, it can make fire. You know, that's knowledge. So when you say you hate being in the dark as an Eshu, that means that the reason why we're always learning, we're always moving, we're always growing, we're always evolving and stuff like that. The reason why we're always doing it is simply because, you know, it's not that we want to know everything, but then it kind of is like that in a way. You know, we don't like being put on the spot. We don't like being stumped. We don't like somebody asking us a question and we don't know the answer that we can refer you to. You know, if you're a Virgo out there, you know what I mean. You know, we don't like saying I don't know. You know, and that's and when very, very important information and knowledge is being withheld from you, you call that being in the dark. Is it not? You know, if you get into an argument with your friend because your friend ended up withholding information that could have helped you or something like that, you'll be like, yo, why did you have me in the dark? Why did you have me in the dark and not telling me this information? You know? So when he says, I hate being in the dark, that's what he means. And then look at what he does next after he says, I hate being in the dark.
It's not alive.
Wait, you said it was dying.
Sorry.
It comes from where you come from?
No, I make it.
Make something.
Okay, it doesn't come out of me.
Make it.
Oh, you do this a lot.
Are you dead? Can I have your fire if you're dead?
So since she doesn't know how to be feminine because she was raised in a heavily masculine type of upbringing, you know. So it's like she's trying to show him that she like him and, you know, she's curious and all of that, but she's doing it in a lioness type of way. Like this is how a lioness, if you had like a young lioness, this is how a young lioness would literally act, you know, like, and this is the reason why, you know, you wouldn't have a baby in a lion den or something like that, because, you know, it's a baby. So the lioness or the bear or whatever it is, the mother is not trying to hurt the baby. But since the baby's bones are so brittle and you know, everything is just very easy to be damaged, one little swipe of her paw or whatever, you know, would kill the poor baby. And she wasn't trying to do that, you know. And so you heard what she said, you know. He was like, I don't want to be in the dark. Hold on, I'm gonna change that. She looked weird. So he was like, I don't want to be in the dark. So then he started to cultivate his light. Yup. And so, and it's funny because we're talking about the sloth, but as we go forward, when we're talking about Guy, you know, remember I've been talking about bush babies for almost a month now. I've been talking about these bush babies for a while, and when you look at that sloth face, you know, he looks like a bush baby, you know. And actually he was a bush baby when they started on their journey, you know. So you see, he said he was afraid of the dark. He don't like the dark. He don't like not knowing things. So he starts to cultivate his light. So as he's cultivating his light, Eep comes up behind him and is like, yo, you know, Eep come up behind him, and she's like, yo, like, that's the sun? And he was like, no, that's fire, you know. And then he was like, I know how to make it, you know, that's fire, and I know how to make it. So now in her mind, this dude is almost like a god figure to her, without even trying. And these are the things that makes us a marked man, us Eshus. These are the things that make us a marked man, and we're not even trying. You know, we're not even trying. It's like we just over here just learning our knowledge and all of that stuff. We don't even care about nothing, you know. But the little knowledge that we know, it be so profound to everybody else, you know. It be so profound. And as an Eshu, when you're looking for a baby Oshun, you're looking for a woman to go on your adventure with, you know, because we don't really settle down. We just have people that we go on adventures. We got women that we go on adventures with and stuff. These are the type of women on a higher level. These are the type of women that you should look for, because she's always going to be inspired by your knowledge, you know. And then when we talk about the pimp side of the game, because we know that that Eshus are the pimps of the zodiac, Virgos. These young tenders, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, you know, oh my God, like you over there spitting your fire game, you spitting that fire at her, she's like, oh my God, you know, that's so amazing, you know, all of this stuff. You know, whose shiny car is that? You know, because we know Oshun is attracted to very shiny things. You know, she loves jewelry and all of that stuff. You know, whose shiny car? Chevy, you know, with the butterfly doors and all of that. Oh yeah, you know, that's mine. You know, that's mine, baby girl. You know, well, shit, you know, if you act right, you know, you might get in this joint with me, you know, all of that. So he spin that fire, you know, he spin that game, and she just, you know, she's just looking like she's looking at the sun. She's looking at him like she's looking at the sun, you know. Let me see, is anything else with this?
Sorry.
Are you dead? Can I have your fire if you're dead?
Hey, those are cold. You think? Listening.
So, you know, those times where you go through things with your soulmate and your inner child has to bring you back to life. You know.
Activate. I concur. Tiger Girl, immediately.
I don't even know you.
I'm Guy.
Guy?
And this is Belt. Cook, conversationalist, navigator. Also, keeps my hands up.
What hands up?
Who are you?
Eat.
Let me clarify. Eat. The world is ending.
What?
I'm calling it the end.
How do you know?
I've seen it. It's coming this way. First, the ground is going to shake. Then it breaks open. Everything falls in. Fire, lava. I don't mean to sound too dramatic, but believe me, everything we're standing on, all this right here, will be gone. We gotta get the high ground. I know I'm out. It's our only chance. Come with me.
See, this is how it starts. Hold up. Was y'all able to hear that? Was y'all able to hear that? I know I'm playing it a little fast because I don't want to get copyright. But pretty much, you know, this is one of the gifts, you know, knowledge. The three gifts that a lot of us have, a lot of us Eshus, are expansive knowledge, you know, expansive knowledge, insight, because we're getting knowledge from both. Remember, Eshu walks on both worlds. You know, that's why Papa Legba walked with a limp, because he got one foot in the spirit world and then he got 1 foot in the physical world. You know, and Eshu is the same way. Eshu is the same exact way. You know, so this gives us the gift. This gives us the gift of prophesying. You know, that's what they call it in church. The gift of prophecy. Remember Jesus, he came to the world, if you believe in Christianity, to give a prophecy. You know, he came to give a prophecy. He came to fulfill the prophecy of old, you know, and you know, while he was on earth, he gave you a lot of things that's going to help you in the new age, in the new world, you know. And that's the same thing that you're seeing right here. That's the same thing that you're seeing right here. You're seeing Eshu give this baby Oshun, this baby Pamagera, you know, this prophecy, you know, and this isn't something that she's heard before. But now, because after this scene right here, she's gonna end up, you know, her dad is gonna find out that she's gone and all of that. But you know, this is something that's gonna forever be ingrained in her mind. You know, she never forgot that particular situation, and everything that ended up happening, because everything that Eshu said or Guy said in this scene right here, even though he was being super dramatic, everything that he said actually came to pass. And this is what made her fall for him even more. You know, this is and when you're talking about women, this is what makes, when you're true, when you're standing in truth and you're standing in righteousness and stuff like that, you know, that's way more sexy to a woman than you trying to be something you're not. You're trying to pretend that you're something that you're not, and you end up getting called out. You end up getting called out for being something that you're not. You know, and these are the things that will forever be ingrained in her, because it's going to take a while for them to link back up. It's going to take a while in this movie. It's going to take a while for them to link back up, but this will forever be ingrained in her until they meet again. You know, so I was talking about insight. Because we seen about the fire. You know, we seen about the fire. So I want to show this clip, because this clip is another clip that shows about the insight of Eshu. You know, and this is when Eshu, you know, because I'm walking it like Minister Jap say, I'm walking this down slow. But now we're getting to the parts where we're not trying to do this, but this is the parts where we start to be a marked man. You know, these are the things, that insight, that knowledge, you know, that will to make the impossible happen because of our ideas. These are all things that we can naturally do as Eshus, but these are also the things that make us a marked man when it comes to the system that was before us. Because remember, even with Jesus, the Pharisees and the Sadducees were all after him, because, you know, they were following the Old Testament. And then here come this new dude claiming to be the Messiah, even though he pretty much fulfilled the prophecy. You know, this new dude talking about, if you just love thy neighbor, you don't even gotta worry about the other 10, because you're gonna do those automatically. You know, and all of this stuff was you know, very inspiring, but it was also what made, like I said, what made Jesus a marked man. You know, so remember the indoctrination. Remember the indoctrination that Eve went through when she was under her dad. So now you're gonna see why the Eshu archetype is so dangerous. You know, because remember, see, when the way that the father Grug was able to rule for so long over the Croods, because he ruled with routine, darkness, and terror. You know, so when we talk about Eshu, you know, he's curiosity, inspiration, and humility, which is a total opposite from what Krug was doing, from what he was doing. So now we're gonna hear the same story that y'all heard in the beginning, but we're about to hear it from Eshu, which is Guy, and look at the reaction of Krug when I play this clip.
And die. The end. Whoa! I did not see that coming. Twist ending. My story's never like that. Yeah, the 2 stories in one night. You got to go. It's okay. Okay? It won't be as good as drugs. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful Aya. She lived in a cave with the rest of her family. Her father and mother told her, you may go anywhere you want. Don't never go near the cliff, where you could fall and die. Big story. But no one was looking. She'd go near the cliff. But the closer she came to the edge, the more she could hear, the more she could see, the more she could feel. were something. It would be so right.
So, I see that clip is a little messed up, but I hope y'all was able to hear that. So you see the hope that he put in their eyes. That was the one thing that I was just trying to show you, how, you know, a real Eshu is able to speak hope and to speak motivation and stuff like that in your life to make you be fearless. You know, that's what a real Eshu messenger is supposed to do. And this is something that this system of soulless beings that deals with control, that deals with you, you know, slaving yourself and not using your own, you know, not using your own mind and stuff like that. You know, what Eshu talks about in his message is going to totally be against that. You know, you're right. Sheds light. Let me see. So let me see. You see how she's looking while he's telling that story, and the Grug was like, all right, come on y'all, come on, let's go. And she's still looking like that. So as a man, as an Eshu, if your girl don't look like this when you giving her game, if your girl don't look like this when you're trying to, you know, lace her with that game, she's not meant for you. You know, because you know Virgo, we're very, very particular about our women and stuff like that, because the baby represents the highly educated businessman, which means that even when we don't have a business yet, we still have that mentality that we got a lot to lose. So we're very particular in who we let in our personal lives, because we know a lot of things will be at stake. You know, a lot of us, we think about the long run. You know, we're very particular about who we let in our sacred space, which is our body. You know, who we have sex with, as a woman. You know, who you let in your body. You know, because we understand innately how detrimental those things can be if it's not with the right person. So for our protection, the only way that you will be able to get the attention of a Eshu, all my Pumbagiras, you gotta have the innocence of the baby Oshun. See, when you see her face, that's the innocence of the baby Oshun. You know, that's how she looks when she's you know, listening to someone that she respects. You know, that she respects, and someone that she's gonna fall in love with. You know, all of those things. I'm trying to see what's next. Okay. So let me see what else, what other clips I got. Yo, I appreciate y'all. Okay. All right. So now we're gonna flip it. Because I talked about the women, I talked about the Pamagiras, you know, and like I said, this could go either way. So now we're gonna take a small look. Into a little bit of Guy's origin. And this is the reason why Guy is the way he is, you know. So remember when I told you that Eep had a dark childhood? You know, she had a real, she was in a dark childhood, you know, her parents and stuff like that. Her family was in a dark age, you know. So now let's see on the flip side how a Eshu is born, a male Eshu. Let's see. And I gotta warn y'all, like this is kind of sad. This is kind of sad. So I'm just warning y'all before I play this. It's a little sad. All right. Okay. So I know that was a little sad. But in some cases, this is how a lot of us Eshus, and this is from a mythological level and also on a human level, because we know that on a mythological level, Eshu comes from Yimbo and Odua. As you can see, you know, his parents was like super dark, you know, they was like a shadow. His parents was super dark, like a shadow. We know that Tar, we know what Tar represents, you know, that's primordial, you know. And he lost both of his parents, you know, he lost both of his parents. A lot of Eshus, there's a lot of ways that we feel alone, and we jump off the porch and we go on our journey. A lot of Eshus, you know, came from orphanages. You know, a lot of Eshus are juvenile delinquents, not because they're bad kids, you know, just simply because they just had a real dark childhood, you know. And Eshu has to grow up in this you know, survival of the fittest type of world in the jungle, aka living in the hood, you know, trying to make it, trying to hustle. And but you still got that inner light that you're trying to find, you know. Find the light. So you see how both of them was looking for the light. Eep was looking for the light that he was shining, you know, and he's looking for the light too. You know, they both looking for the light, you know, the light of tomorrow. The reason why he knows the insight that he knows is because, like Martin Luther King said, I've already been to the mountaintop. I've already seen the promised land. You know, we're gonna find out when you watch the Cruise 2 that Tomorrowland that he talks about so much, the reason why he can talk about it so much is because, you know, that's where he's really from. You know, that's where his adopted parents are from. But, you know, he got lost. He got lost. You know, so he's just like what Lupe Fiasco said in that Kick Push song. You know, he just a rebel with a cause with no place to go. You know, so he kick push coast. You know, that's how it is with a lot of us. You know, you know, we're lost, we're alone, and we're looking for the light. You know, and one of the greatest things that we learn in this journey is that the greatest light that you can find is the light that's within. You know, so as you can see, this can also represent shadow work too. You know, this can also represent shadow work, because in a way, when that line, that straight line, showed up, and then you had the light that was beaming through, and all of that is symbolic. All of that is symbolic, you know. And you know, sometimes it's real messed up how we get started on our journey, but all of these things play into our victory. You know, all of this plays into our knowledge and our inspiration and all of these things. You know, when you talk to an Eshu and you're not judging them, and you just really sit down and talk to an Eshu and be like, yo, like, you know, I just want to know, you know, how are you, how did you come up? You know, what was your upbringing? You know, how did you get to be this successful businessman with all this money, and you're so humble and you're so inspiring and all of that? And then he tell you like, yo, like, you know, I lost my parents at like 5 years old, man. You know, I watched them die right in front of me. Like he literally watched his parents die and be stuck, and he couldn't help them. Right in front of him. You know, he watched his own parents as a baby. Like, think about the trauma for a minute. Think about the trauma. As a little child, you see your parents pass away in front of you, and you can't do nothing about it. You know? And the last thing that you hear from your parents, you know, before they go under is, you know, keep going. Find the light. Keep going. You'll find tomorrow. So that's ingrained in him. That's ingrained in him like a tattoo. And when you got something like that ingrained in you, there's really nothing that's gonna hold you back from that. It's really nothing that's gonna hold you back when you got that type of motivating thing. You know, it's very hard for you to turn back, and it's very hard for you to get stagnant, you know, in a situation like that. So now you're gonna see what happens, what starts to happen as the baby Eshu, because he really is the baby Eshu. So this is what happens as the baby Eshu keeps going along in his journey.
Traveler, get out of here. It's been 14 moons since the mission began. Following the light. No sun or tomorrow yet. Traveler, it's been 29 moons. Still no sun or tomorrow. I did find this little fellow.
See, it's a bush baby. Did y'all see the bush baby? Y'all see what I mean? So now we got another Ash and Pikachu reference. We got another Ash and Pikachu reference, because we know when you start on your shadow work journey, you meet your inner child there, you know, and your inner child ends up being your number one spirit guide, is your inner child. That inner curiosity of wanting to explore and stuff like that, looking at the finding joy in the simple things, you know, all of those type of things is what keeps you going forward. All of these type of things is what keeps you going forward. And you know, and this is what happens when you meet your inner child. You know, when you're a Eshu man, a Legba man, and you feel alone out here, and you start doing that shadow work, and you meet your inner child, you know, your inner child is just like Legba with his dog. You know, that's your best friend that's gonna always be there, that's always gonna be within you. You know, as long as you're living on this earth, your inner child is gonna forever be with you. You know, and that's a beautiful thing, because you know, when you're sad and you're going through things, you go within and you see the baby Eshu, and he's clapping and dancing around and doing stuff. You know, it make you happy. You know, and I know for people that's on the outside looking in, you might look at that as weird or, you know, crazy, but you know, whatever gets you out of that funk of depression and all of those negative things, you know. Ezekiel, I seen your comment. And yeah, you know, sorry for your loss, my condolences. Shadow work is annoying, is never over. It's not. You know, it's just like you clean your room that one good time in the springtime, you know, if you keep it, if you clean your room up one time in the springtime and you think your room just gonna stay clean like that, you know, you got another thing coming. Nothing can kill you on your path. It would only make you stronger. Exactly. You know, and we're gonna, and Yvette, I'm glad you said that, because this is what we're gonna see as we go forward.
54 moons, 73 moons, 110 moons, 200 moons.
Travelogue. It's been a lot of moons. All the moons. Still no sign of tomorrow.
So you see that? I know that was a huge jump. Just like how Eep went on her journey looking for the light and nothing bad happened to her. Look at what happened with Guy. You know, still with him. You know, he turned from a watch to a belt. You know, and you see how nothing bad happened to him. You see how he went into the jungle. You know, he came out with he looked like he done killed the buffalo. He looked like he done killed what's that? A buffalo? A warthog. He done killed the warthog and gutted out the head and made a mask out of it. You know, that takes a very, very strong person to do something like that. A very fearless person to do something like that. So this is just kind of showing you how in both of these situations, you know, how in both of these situations with Eep and with Guy, how they literally, you know, they literally on the same type of path, you know, trying to find the light. And this is how they found each other. So now you're looking at, so this is how Guy ended up meeting Eep, but this is from his point of view. This right here, this is from his point of view.
Something's coming. Don't disguise both. It's a person.
See, they go Eep. So now you got you got his point of view of how he started. So this is how a lot of Eshus start on their journey. You know, this is how we start on our journey. And let me see. Okay. And then this clip right here, this is more explaining more about the soulmate connection that's between Eep and Guy. Because this right here goes into Cruise 2. So this goes into Cruise 2. Yo, fellas, if your girl ain't like this over you. Now this is just my issues, you know, this is just my Shivas and my Thoths and my Tahooties. You know, but if your girl ain't acting like this over you, I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to get y'all the game, you know, because we always, when we're dealing with things, we always like to deal with things as far as, you know, the path with the least difficulties. You know, we work smart, not hard. We like to work smart, you know. Let me see, is that it? Yeah, that's it with that one. So, you know, we like to work smart. We like to work smart, not hard, you know. So I'm just showing y'all, I'm just showing you again, you know, my issues, the type of women that you need to be looking for. You know, not these women that's super combative and don't want to listen to you. Oh, you're not gonna tell me what to do. I'm independent. I can do it all by myself. I don't need you. All of that stuff. You know, that's not the type. Those aren't the type of women that we would go for, no matter how beautiful they look on the outside. And it's not like we don't know how to handle those type of women. You know, is that we got an abundance mindset. You know, like Wayne said, I told her I'm probably better off with no woman. A lot of times we would rather, a lot of us Eshus, we would rather be alone and wait until we get something like Eep, you know, like the way she acted, other than trying to deal with a whole lot of wayward, combative women, just for the sake of pleasure. Just for the sake of pleasure, you know. So the last thing that I want to talk about with this breakdown, one of the last things, because I got to show y'all what makes Eshu a marked. This is really what makes Eshu a marked man, right here. This video right here. This is what makes Eshu a marked man. Let me see. Is it gonna see, is it gonna pull it up? Okay. So this clip alone is what makes Eshu a marked man. This is what make him a marked man. This clip right here.
And God. Yes. And whoa. I did not see that call even twist. Branding. My story's never tried that. We've gotten along just fine without brains till now. Cavemen don't need brains. We have them eat. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Ideas are for weaklings. Now, let's get to that now. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful.
So, I kind of messed up on these clips, but I'm a kind of cue you in on what happened. So, the grandmother, because Eshus, we love our grandmother. Grandmama love Eshu. Grandmama. So the grandmama asked a guy, she was like, how do you come up with all these ideas? How you come up with all these great ideas? Because that's what Eshu is meant to do. It's meant to stimulate your mind, meant to open up your mind and stuff like that. So she was like, how do you get all these ideas and all of that stuff? And so he was like, he said, because I got a brain. And then the brother, the younger brother, he was like, I don't got a brain. And then the dad was like, cavemans don't need to use brain. We don't need to use our brain because we've been able to get through life with brute force. We just been able to get through life with brute force. So what does that remind you of? What does that remind you of? When we talk about the silent generation of men and women, we're using our cell phones and we're using our technology to learn new information and stuff like that. And you got these old heads talking about, back in my day, you used to have to read the encyclopedia and you used to have to go to the library and go to the Dewey Decimal System in the library and check out a whole bunch of books and all of this stuff, or you got the street dudes back in that time. They think that everything is just brute force. We just gonna fight or we gonna shoot. There's no type of diplomacy or anything like that, because that's what Eshu brings into the world. That's what he brings in. He shows you a different way of how to do the same thing that you've been doing, but to show you a different, more efficient way. And this is the reason why Eshu becomes a marked man, because he shows you how to get the same result of things while not doing the destructive way of the old way. So, for example, with this pandemic going on, you got Eshus and female Eshus that's been going around and CURE-ing people, helping people and stuff like that, showing us different herbs and different things to mix together and all of that, because we know that Eshu and Pambagita are very, very good holistic healers too. And anything dealing with holistic healing, you can barely even say that word on YouTube without your video getting taken down. System of Soulless Being do not like holistic anything. So as we go through this clip, because I think the audio is messed up. So as we go through this clip, you're gonna see more and more examples of Eshu or Guy just making things better for everybody. They're used to doing everything with aggression and they used to doing everything the old way, and then Guy or Eshu, he comes in with this new way of thinking, with this new technology, you know, with these new ideas and stuff like that. And you know, it got to the it done got to the point where now he's a family favorite. You know, he's a family favorite. The whole family is rocking with him now. You know, and all of these, every time he does this and stuff like that, it puts him and Eep closer together. So that part right there, the dad was like, Eep, don't go in the water, it's dangerous. And she was like, man, you always say stuff is dangerous. And then when Guy told her, like, be careful, baby, she's like, okay, you know, acting all dainty and stuff, you know. So when we talk about soulmates, you know, your soulmate is always gonna push you. Your soulmate is gonna always push you out of your comfort zone, so you can experience new thrills. You know, that's something else. That when you're on this journey, this is something that your soulmate does. You know, your soulmate keeps that fire, that passionate fire that makes you go on beast mode. You know, your soulmate is what's going to keep your beast mode activated. Your soulmate is what's going to keep your beast mode activated. You know, and look at him. You know, he just right there. He don't even want to go. He don't even want to go in. You know, go in the water. You know, because he's still afraid. What's up, y'all? I hope y'all enjoyed that video, and if you stayed to the end, I appreciate you. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, I want to redirect you to my Instagram page. I don't promote my Instagram page a lot, but as my subscriber count and things like that rise due to things like shadow banning and stuff like that, I'm hearing that a lot of people aren't getting my notifications when I go live on YouTube and stuff like that. So for all things BandClap TV, my Instagram page and my story are going to have all of the notifications and things like that when it comes to when I'm going live, when I'm going, when I'm releasing videos, when I'm releasing content. Also on my Instagram page, if you're curious about my reviews for my readings and stuff like that, as you can see on my Instagram, I have a lot of different testimonials and stuff like that. For those who don't know of me as an artist, I also have videos of me performing and stuff like that. I'll be putting out more stuff like that very, very soon. So I'm just trying to get as many people right now to go ahead and follow me on Instagram. That is BandClap TV, and also my Facebook and Snapchat, BandClap TV as well. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all, and like I always say, no matter what, you got to stay shining. You got to stay shining.